Blog Talk Radio.
Whoa, hello everyone. I am so glad to be here. I am excited about this day. It's a different setting, and this is very new for me. I'm out of my element. I'm in a different environment, and it's great. I'm so glad to be here. So glad to look out there and see all you guys that are here with me. And I'm so excited that things are changing a little bit for the radio broadcast. So I'm so excited, and I'm so glad that even the listeners can come on and ask questions. If you want, you can call in. And then for those of you who are listening later, you will be able to actually ask questions on the next segment if you wanted to about even things that happened today. This is going to be a very short one today, and I'm so excited because we're going to be talking about fixing those thoughts. We've been talking about renewing our minds, and we've talked about testing our thoughts. We've talked about capturing those thoughts. Now we're talking about fixing those thoughts, taking control of our lives by taking control of our thoughts. You know, we said one time early on in the broadcast that your mindset can determine your quality of life because, I'm sure you've heard, so as you think, so are you. So you want to make sure that you're in control of your thoughts and you're control about what you are thinking about yourself especially, and the things around you that affect you. So we want to stay on a positive. So go ahead before we continue and hit that follow button and follow me so that you can keep up with what's going on. We're going to have some new things going on, so I'm so excited. But we want to go ahead and jump in here because, like I said, this segment is going to be really short, and you want to make sure that you are fixing your thoughts. And what do I mean by that, fixing my thoughts? Well, okay, so we want to encourage you today to make sure that you're controlling those things that are around you, how it affects you. How do I do that? Okay, so what we see affect us, what we hear affect us. So many things around us. We are so bombarded, and I say this often, with so many things, advertisements, social media, my goodness, and just our day-to-day, being around people and being in certain environments. So we have to be in control of how those things affect us, making sure that the environment around us is not controlling us, making sure that even people around us and their words are not control of us, but we're controlling us. We're in control, because so many times we even allow those things to hold us back, things that are said, things that we see. There are things that sometimes you may desire to want to do, and you won't do it because someone said you can't do it, or it seems just too hard for you, but you desire to do certain things. I want to encourage you to be on the positive. When you want to do something, I always say, if one person's accomplished it, then so can you. And we can't allow those thoughts to gain control over us, but we have to gain control of our thoughts, because what we think about ourselves is how we will live, and that's important. How you think will affect how you live. That's pretty big. It sounds simple, but it's pretty big, and there are plenty of things that we see every day that, of course, is out of our control, but we don't have to allow those things to control our lives in a negative way. We can pull a positive pretty much out of everything and cause it to work together for our good. But much of what we see sometimes the way we allow it to affect our lives or things that we deal with throughout the day, we can prevent a lot of things from being negative toward us or, affecting our lives negatively because we take that control and we fix our thoughts. You ever seen anybody say, this is what I believe? They'll say you can't change their mind. I'm probably one of those people. If I believe it, it's hard to change my mind about it. If I believe I can do something, it's hard for me to listen to somebody tell me that I can't do it. I think it's important that you are, foot down on things, that your foot is down on something. If you believe you can do it, nobody can tell you that you can't do it. You can accomplish it. And that's kind of what I mean, if it makes sense to you, to fix your thoughts. You're going to allow that control in your life. You be in control what you allow to enter into, your sight life, your hearing. You control what you hear and what you see, but also control how those things you hear and see affect you. Sometimes we can see things and engage in things on TV that can cause our thoughts to be in the wrong place, or hear things on the radio or just in talking in general, and we allow it to affect our lives when we shouldn't. And so I want you to encourage you to control those things and fix your thoughts, and not allow the elements or the environment to be in control of you. Okay, like I said, TV, social media and the news, oh my goodness. We have to be careful about what goes through the eye gaze and what goes into our hearing, because we sometimes allow those things to affect our quality of life, and we should not. Sometimes people live in fear because they hear all the craziness on the news. Sometimes people live in doubt because they hear people saying you can't, or they didn't do it, how you think you're going to do it. Okay, so we have to take control of that. So instead of focusing on and setting our sights on things that, that are toxic, that cause those toxic thoughts to come to us, we need to be a little bit more proactive, be proactive and being mindful of what we choose to put in front of us, of what we choose to hear, of what we choose to engage in. And when we choose to do these things, when we choose to do that God-given thing that we have in us, that God has given us, and that is keeping our hearts, where we need it to be. And loving ourselves enough to take control of our lives, we'll have less negative thoughts, less thoughts that we have to test, less thoughts that we have to capture, and less thoughts that we have to fix. So I want to encourage you today to be more proactive, be more mindful, and bring your awareness to your thoughts and take that control. Sometimes you have to step back and take a deep breath. And you have to know what you believe about yourself in your heart and what you're not going to allow in your life. You have to make decisions that you may not go with those friends because that is going to affect you a certain way, and you cannot allow that in your space because it's going to affect what you're striving for, your goals for you. Okay, so reflection, last-minute reflections, and then I have an announcement. Okay, last-minute reflections is, I want you to step back, and I want you to reflect on what you allow to affect you negatively. And I want you to write it down. How does it affect you? What is it? And how does it affect you negatively? And then write down the things that causes those things to come into your space. List the biggest thing you need to do to eliminate this. It may be a small thing that you need to do to eliminate it. And I'm sure you already know, most of us do. And I want you to take control of that thing. Challenge yourself to take control of that thing and watch what a difference it'll make in your life. So the next thing I wanted to, and the last thing, is make an announcement. The broadcast will be done on Saturdays, and it will be done also at like 7 in the morning for the next couple of weeks. And then we're going to have a set time of Monday morning at 8 o'clock. So I wanted to make that announcement for you guys that want to be on the air with me and there to ask questions or have a simple discussion. So I wanted to make that announcement. So I want you to just take some time right now and take a deep breath for me. And bring your awareness to your breath. Not rushing anything, but just allowing your breath to do what it does. Just for a moment. Now I want you to take 5 deep breaths in, 5 deep breaths out. And on that initial 5th breath, I want you to, when you exhale, breathe it all the way out. And then when you breathe it all the way out, I want you to hold it for 5 seconds. And then I want you to take a deep rescue breath in. Hold that breath for 5 seconds. And then blow that breath all the way out. Then I want you to just relax. And just breathe. Noticing how the breath comes in and noticing how the breath goes out of the body. And just relax for just a moment. And I want you to make a conscious decision while you're right here with me in this moment, right now, to be more proactive and to be mindful of what affects your thoughts. Take control. Test those thoughts. Capture them. Fix them. Get rid of the negative. Hold on to the positive. And be well. Have a wonderful day. Shalom.